Hey, Afolabi? Afolabi? Hey,
Wait, so let me explain what's happening. As Abiola walked through the bustling lobby, a voice called out to him. He turned to see a woman in a scarlet blouse and black skirt, her red high heels clicking on the floor. Her eyes, wide and bright, locked onto his. And guess what she says? Well, listen for yourself.
Dr. Afolabi,
Me? Are you sure?
may I please have a word with you? You're my man, right? Which means you'll follow me. This way, please.
Wait, so as Fiona led Abiola through the hotel lobby, they headed towards a quiet corner by a large window. The space was intimate and slightly secluded, offering a perfect spot for a private conversation. Fiona gestured to a chair by the window and invited Abiola to sit down. The ambient light from outside provided a warm glow, setting the stage for their intriguing dialogue.
So, if you sit here. Well, just 2 minutes is all I will take. Well, maybe 3, but 5 at the most.
2, 3, 5. What's the difference?
So, I'm Fiona. Fiona Makenzi. Let me begin by thanking you for... Oh, wait. Can I tell you something else first before I continue? So, whenever I add that Mackenzie bit, people look at me, quizzically, and, with their eyes, demand an explanation.
And the explanation, Mrs. Mackenzie, is?
Adopted by Ian as Fat Mackenzie. Scottish missionaries. They are back in Edinburgh now. But they were in Banjul then. I was less than a year old. My natural parents, Gambians, I'll never see them again though. You know, dead. Oh, well, it happens. Goodness me, what am I doing? Dictating my autobiography? So,
Abiola noticed her eyes wide and white like moons. They betrayed a certain innocence, a vulnerability that wild wolves could exploit. She seemed like a lamb without parents, yet here she was opening up to him, a total stranger. This girl was no good even in her own safety. She continued to speak with a candidness that took him by surprise. Abiola couldn't help but think, she is far too open about her personal life. Why is she sharing so much with a complete stranger? And she continues.
let's talk on record now. Mind if I start recording?
As they settled into their seats, Fiona reached into her handbag and pulled out a small recording device. She switched it on, her demeanor becoming more professional. The device gleamed under the ambient light, signaling the transition from casual chatter to a more serious, on-the-record conversation.
Sino,
No. You're a reporter?
for the Gambia News.
So yes, she did it. She actually crossed her legs. As Fiona crossed her legs, Abiola couldn't help but recall a hypothesis he'd once heard from a boastful skirt chaser that female legs only cross to suggest they can uncross. He dismissed the thought as nonsense, but it lingered, making him more aware of the subtle dynamics at play in their conversation. Fiona was a mix of innocence and boldness, a puzzle he was just beginning to unravel.
So, how can I help you, Miss Mackenzie?
I would like to ask you a few questions, if I may.
So, let me start you off. My name is Afolabi, which you seem to know already, right? But, call me Abi, short for Abiola, my first name. Now, take it from there.
PhD, Political Science, John F. Kennedy School of Government, Harvard University, and currently, Senior Lecturer, University of Ibadan. Got that from your book of Failures of State. Oh, when I heard that you were here at Simont Hotel, I decided to come, so here I am. Funny.
Funny?
I expected to see a door slope in a rumpled clothes, you know. The archetype of your academics, the word cover. But instead, what do I see? Cook my goose if it isn't a real person, with a winsome smile at that. I mean, look at you. Just look at you. You have real shoes, real hair, actually real everything.
I'm sorry I've disappointed you, Miss Mackenzie. So, tell me, do you always talk this freely?
40? Your age?
No, no, 45.
To my 35. Fancy that. We'll have your picture taken now. You won't always look this gorgeous. I'm not joking. Dr. Afolabi, go.
Miss Mackenzie, was there anything else you wanted me to tell you?
Fiona lightly slapped her cheek in mock self-punishment. It was a playful gesture, one that showcased her ability to laugh at herself. This self-aware humor added another layer to her character, a mix of earnestness and whimsy that made her both intriguing and unpredictable.
I was beginning to run on there, wasn't I? Tooch tooch. Now then. African heads of state will soon begin their debate on the Pinnacle Hotel, 2 streets from here, which I'll be covering. I understand you are their advisor, so give me some background. What will they be debating?
Way Omega. See, a year ago, Nobel laureates, 20 of them, announced they had discovered a way to develop Africa and published it as a book with that title. And African development planning ministers immediately bought copies to have a look. They liked it. And now, Africans head of states are in Bonjol for a summit to ratify it as their common growth strategy. That's the gist of it, Miss Mackenzie. Or did you, want actual content?
What's your take?
Don't get me started. We are talking about a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity here. Okay, look, Miss Mackenzie, fast. And this is only the smallest part. Way Omega will turn Africa politics inside out. Just think. No more military coups. No more rigged elections. And well, no more false play. Period.
Dr. Afolabi, the heads of state attending a summit are all certified foul players. The host himself is Afola. He rose to power through military coup. I suspect he is in no hurry to check along anyway, Omega. Then there is the most durable foul pair of them all. The president of, you know what country I mean. He was president long before many of the others were even born. Where Omega isn't the kind of good that dinosaurs will adopt either, isn't it?
Change is an uneven contest, Miss Mackenzie. From its blue corner, defenders of the status quo, already sure about their loss if present arrangement ends. Fight tooth and nail to keep them. From the red corner, challengers of the system, not yet sure about their gain if new arrangements replace old. Do not fight so hard to win them. Thus wrote an authority on change no less than Nico Machiavelli himself in
The Prince.
The book remains as current today as it was when it first appeared 5 centuries ago. Still hard to sell to our heads of state as the book predicts way Omega will be. Sell it to them nevertheless we must. We will rub Nelson Mandela in their faces. Did he not, in interest of change, leave power after a mere 5 years? And now, look,
What?
he is a legend.
Right.
Miss Mackenzie, you're not listening to me. I am saying we Omega will put us on a new course. Free from the pitfalls that have foiled our every quest for development thus far. Imagine just this scenario. Africa without Look, who is running now? Miss Mackenzie? Yet, can you blame me? I begged you not to get me
And
started,
yet,
remember? Sorry. And yet,
and yet we have your failures of stage. May I be blunt here for a sec? What makes you so upbeat about Africa's future now when in your book you are so fatalistic about it? Is it the content of Way Omega or the prestige of its authors?
did you just say fatalistic?
I did.
But was it a word you meant? See, that word,
Okay, let me try again. What makes you this upbeat now?
Miss Mackenzie, I had you the first time.
Then what?
Well, how I had misjudged you. I had taken you for a nice, competent. I should have known. You, you are one of the brash reporters who confuse investigations with reputation, aren't you?
Dr. Afolabi, you haven't answered my question.
What joy do you people get out of this sadistic game of yours anyway? You like watching the enemy bleed? Is that it? Fine. But what makes me your enemy? We have just met. What did I do?
You are here. Where did you come, Dr. Afolabi?
I didn't. I was invited. Do you know what that means? It means president wants my advice. I repeat, presidents. They see merits in the book you dismiss as fatalistic and want me to assure them that Way Omega resonates with it. So, who cares what you think? What do you know about books? And let me add something else here, Miss Mackenzie. No, or further that, let me not, because I don't think I have to apologize for my book to anyone. Least of all, to all a true beat reporter for Zambia News.
Cambian.
Whatever.
All right. Think through your book and give me an example. A specific example. Which Way Omega resonates with.
Quote, development is a participatory process open to all. Not an exclusive spot reserved for a few. Unquote. Failure of States, Chapter 3, ninth paragraph. See, I believe that all people have a right to take part in every decision that affects their lives. And Way Omega not only endorses these views, it also...
As their conversation flowed, Fiona's phone suddenly rang, interrupting the moment. She quickly picked it up, her expression turning serious as she listened intently to the caller on the other end. Then the unexpected happened. Listen for yourself.
Dr. Afolabi, I have to go. Silly boss wants me back at the office. Something has come up. Sorry. So, in only a word now, because we have no time left. What is the example you are giving?
Pause it there for a second and let me see if I understand. A man you claim is your boss calls to say he wants you. Therefore, I must compress example into a word.
You know, bosses, they don't like to be kept waiting. But don't worry, I will abolish them this year. Listen, I really must go. I will come back later. Will that be okay?
Absolutely not.
Then, what do you suggest?
That you go read my book, not just its pulp. Now, if you'll excuse me, I too must be off. Good day.
As their conversation drew to a close, Fiona's playful nature and Abiola's intrigue had set the stage for something deeper. What would come next for these two intriguing characters? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and leave a comment below. We appreciate your support. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next episode. Until next time, stay tuned and take care. Bye.